It began with a text that seemed absurd at first glance. "Hey, I know this sounds crazy, but will you be my date to my ex's wedding?" Ben Foster, a 36-year-old single dad and mechanic, stared at his phone, his brow furrowing in disbelief. The message was from Emily Harper, the reserve marketing manager who lived 2 doors down in their apartment building. Their interactions had been fleeting, polite nods in the hallway, their kids exchanging shy waves at the playground. But this was uncharted territory. He reread the text, half expecting it to be a prank. Before he could muster a response, another message appeared. "I'll explain everything. I just need someone I can trust. You seem like a good person." Ben's thumb hovered over the screen, hesitation warring with curiosity. Life hadn't been kind to him lately. Raising his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, alone since his wife's death 3 years ago had left him stretched thin. Double shifts at the garage, battles with the school over Lily's speech therapy, and the quiet ache of loneliness filled his days. Yet, something in Emily's words tugged at him, an unguarded honesty, a flicker of vulnerability. He typed back, "Okay, I'm in, but only if I can bring Lily to the rehearsal dinner." Emily hadn't expected Ben to agree. She'd sent the message in a moment of reckless desperation, her cheeks burning with embarrassment as soon as she hit send. When his reply came, her heart stuttered. 2 days later, at the rehearsal dinner, she saw him walk in, his navy jacket slightly wrinkled, holding Lily's small hand. The sight stole her breath. Ben didn't carry himself like someone playing a role. There was a quiet authenticity in the way he knelt to adjust Lily's flower clip, his calloused fingers gentle, and in the warm, unforced smile he offered strangers. Emily felt a knot in her chest loosen, replaced by a warmth she hadn't known in months. Over dinner, with Lily coloring quietly beside them, Emily confessed the truth. Her ex-fiancé, Jared, had ended their engagement abruptly, claiming she was too predictable, too serious, not exciting enough. The words still stung, sharp and cold, like a blade she couldn't pull out. Now, barely a year later, Jared was marrying her former co-worker in a lavish destination wedding, attended by half her old friend group. The invitation had felt like a cruel afterthought, a reminder of her perceived inadequacy. "I didn't want to show up alone," she whispered, staring at her untouched wine glass. "I know it's pathetic, but I didn't want them to think they broke me." Ben's eyes softened, his gaze steady. "It's not pathetic," he said quietly. "It's human." His words were simple, but they landed like a lifeline, pulling her from the shame that had weighed her down to the wedding. Emily braced for pitying glances and whispered gossip. Instead, she found herself anchored by Ben's presence. He moved through the crowd with an ease that disarmed her, never correcting anyone who assumed they were a couple. When Jared approached, his smirk dripping with condescension, Emily's stomach clenched. "Well, this is new," Jared said, eyeing Ben. "Didn't think you'd bring someone." Before Emily could respond, Ben's hand settled lightly on her lower back, a gesture that felt protective, not possessive. "She didn't come alone," he said, his voice calm but edged with steel. "She came with class. More than I can say for some." Jared's smirk faltered, and Emily felt a rush of relief so strong it nearly brought tears. For the first time in months, she could breathe without the weight of her past pressing down. Ben's hand stayed there, steady and warm, grounding her through the night. After the music faded and the guests dispersed, Ben drove her home. The car was quiet, save for Lily's soft snores in the back seat. "I have to say," Emily said, gazing out the window at the passing streetlights, "you played the part too well." Ben glanced at her, his expression unreadable in the dim light. "That's because I wasn't playing," he said softly. Emily turned, her heart skipping. "What do you mean?" He hesitated, his hands tightening briefly on the steering wheel. "I've noticed you for a while, Emily. Not in a creepy way, just the way you carry your neighbor's groceries up the stairs, even when you're exhausted. How you smile at everyone in the building, even the ones who barely nod back. How you took that drawing Lily gave you and put it on your fridge like it was a masterpiece. You're not predictable. You're air. His words hit like a wave, washing away the doubts Jared had planted. Emily's eyes brimmed with tears, not from pain, but from being seen, truly seen, for the first time in years. I thought I needed to prove something at that wedding, she whispered, her voice thick. But you showed me I didn't. You showed me I'm enough. In the weeks that followed, their lives began to intertwine. Coffee dates turned into shared dinners, with Lily's laughter filling Emily's small apartment. Bedtime stories became a ritual, Ben's voice steady as he read to Lily, while Emily watched, her heart swelling. What started as a favor grew into love, quiet, steady, and real. But the moment Emily held closest wasn't their first kiss under the glow of Christmas lights or the weekend trip they took as a trio. It was a note she found taped to her door one morning, written in Ben's messy handwriting. You don't need to be exciting. You just need to be you, and that's everything. She clutched the paper to her chest, tears falling not from brokenness, but from the realization that someone had seen her fractured pieces and chosen to stay. In a world of fleeting connections and loud goodbyes, the most unexpected invitations can lead to the most enduring homes. For Emily and Ben, it all began with a single message and a quiet choice to show up when it mattered most.